I've had a few subscribers asking for a follow-up TRX workout after the one I did last year, so welcome to the next level. Hi everyone and welcome to Exercise for Health. I'm Richard and today I have a TRX workout starting at this point in the video that will really challenge your muscles. So it'd be great if you're trying to improve your strength or tone up. If you're new to this channel, we offer tips, advice and exercises to help you manage your health condition with physical activity. So go ahead and tap the subscribe button below and the bell icon if you want to be notified of when we upload a new video. So the TRX workout I did last year was doing exercises for a time frame. This one will focus on doing sets of 10 reps, but your position for each exercise that will dictate the intensity should be so that you find the last 2 reps hard. We will be doing a pre-exhaust routine, which means we'll conduct an isolated exercise first and then immediately follow up with a compound exercise, hitting the same muscle again, so you might feel the burn. And we will do 2 supersets of each of the 6 exercise pairs. This workout is low impact, so will be suitable for most people. There is an exercise that will challenge your balance, so have a support nearby if you think you'll need it. There are also 2 exercises on the floor, so you may want to use a mat if you're on a hard surface. However, this workout may not be suitable if you have a heart condition or heart disease due to the nature of the routine. Finally, I'm hoping you've already watched my basics video on how to use a TRX, but the Bulgarian split squat exercise will require connecting the 2 straps together. When we get to this bit near the end of the workout, you'll need to overlap the straps one on top of the other and thread the bottom handle up through the top strap, not the loop stirrup, and then do this again, pulling the other handle up through the top strap and pull tightly. This will pull the 2 straps together so they don't slip during the exercise. Right, get your TRX ready and let's go. Right, we're going to start our workout with a warm-up where we're going to combine upper body and lower body movements together. We're going to do 3 exercises, each one's going to be for a minute long, and the first one we're going to do is a squat and row. So with your straps at about mid-length, if you step back away from the anchor point, make sure that you've got your fists either side of the ribs and there's a lot of tension on the actual cable at that point. Lean the body backwards just fractionally, so we're going to do a squat and row. So the idea is we're going to squat down first as low as you can go, come back up. When you're at the top, then you're going to lean the body away and then pull yourself back up to a standing position again. So that's the squat and row. So 1 minute, ready, off you go. So squat down, back up, then row. Squat and row. So the intensity of this warm-up shouldn't be too high, so you shouldn't find these exercises too challenging. And where we're combining legs and arms together, it's just going to help elevate the heart rate a little bit more, so we get a little bit of a cardio effect. Squat down, then lean back and pull yourself back up. So we've got the squat and the row. Keep that movement going. Let's get the blood going round to the legs and the upper body. Good. Right, last few seconds on this one. So we're going to go for about a minute on each one. So we'll end up getting about 20 reps in. See if we can do one more. Good. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to do a forward lunge, and we're going to do that with crocodile arms. So to start off with, pull yourself a little bit further away. So you've got your feet shoulder width wide, and then you just want to turn one palm to face up, one palm facing down. And the idea is as you step forwards and lunge, keep the tension on the straps, and you're going to split the arms apart and then come back, and then you do the opposite side when you do the other lunge with the other leg. Okay, so get yourself ready, 1 minute, off you go. So keep the tension on the straps as you go in and out. Make sure the back knee's almost bending towards the floor, not quite all the way down, after you've made that step forwards. So you feel that start to work into the shoulders as well, as we raise one arm up, one arm down. So make sure you're alternating. It doesn't matter which way around the arms are with the legs, as long as you alternate between the 2. Good, keep that going. So it's going to be about another 20 reps on this one to make up the minute. Should be feeling that working into the legs and into the shoulders. Okay, a couple more reps. Last one. Good, okay. Right, for the last one then in the warm-up, you need to turn yourself around so you're facing away from the anchor point. Take the feet a little bit further back so you've got a little bit of weight going through the straps. Feet are shoulder width wide. This one's going to be the chest press into a rollout where we get the arms straight going over the top of the head. Okay, ready? 1 minute, off you go. So it's like the press up, and then keep the arms straight as you take them overhead, pull them back down. So this one's really working into the core on that rollout. So pull the tummy in nice and tight as you let your arms go above your head. Try and keep your body in a straight line, so don't let the hips sag as your body's going forwards. Keep the body nice and taut in that straight line here as you go forwards. Good. So this is going to work into the chest and the shoulders, and you'll feel that on the middle of the back a bit as well. Nice. So again, it's a minute on this one, so about 20 reps or so. Heart rate should be up a bit now. You can probably hear me breathing. So it's getting the blood pumping around to the body. Good. Okay, we've got about 15 seconds left. Keep that movement going if you can. Again, it shouldn't be too intense. So it's enough to warm the muscles up, but not to burn them out. Not yet. That's for later. Okay, last couple of reps. Let's make this the last one. Good. Okay. Right, that's your warm-up done. Let's now go on to the first superset. Right, now we've done our warm-up, we're going to go into the first superset. For your straps, you want them to be about short to mid-length, so a little bit higher up than what we did on the warm-up. We're going to do a reverse fly, which is also known as a T-pull, into a high elbow row. So the reverse fly is going to be our pre-exhaust exercise, that's the isolated one. And then we're going to the high elbow row, which is our compound one. All these muscles you're going to feel really start to work the top of the back. So to start off with, for the reverse fly, you want your arms to be out relatively wide. So arms pretty much straight, and you need to be at a distance where you've got tension on the actual straps. So the movement then is we're keeping the arms straight as we let the body go backwards, and then keep the arms straight as you pull the fists out to the sides. So we're really working the muscles on the back of the shoulders and the upper part of the back. So get a big squeeze of the shoulder blades as you come up. When we then go into the actual high elbow row, from there, you're going to have your fists out to the side, but the elbows are going to be quite high. You might need to take a step further forward closer to your anchor point. And we're doing similar to what we did on the warm-up, but with the elbows out high this time. So we're hitting the muscles higher up on the top of the back. So that'll be our compound one. So we're going to go straight from the first to the second one, then we'll have a little rest, and then we'll do a second superset. So get yourself ready for the reverse fly. So cables taut, arms pretty much straight, about shoulder height, feet at shoulder width wide. So we're looking at 10 reps, off we go. So slowly control it back, and then pull those fists out to the side, keeping the arms straight, squeeze the shoulder blades together at the top, slowly as you go back. So it won't feel like there's much weight going through the arms, particularly when you're at the top, but you're really going to start to feel that in the shoulders and in the upper part of the back. That's 4. So really get that pull out to the side, squeeze the shoulder blades together. 5, I'm feeling that in my shoulders already. 6, 4 more. 7, keep the body straight as you're going back. 8, last 2. That should be burning now in the shoulders and the upper part of the back. 1 more. Good, okay, so change your position so you're here. You might need to change the foot position a bit as well. Keep the elbows up high, and then from there, we're going into the row. So control it back, and then as you lift, keep the elbows out to the side nice and high, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then control back. So that's 1, 2, and down. 3, keep the elbows up. 4, so pull those fists in either side of the chest. 5, should be really feeling that burn now on the top of the back. 6, right between the shoulder blades. 7, 8, last 2, 9, good, 1 more, and squeeze, good. Whew, okay, have a little rest. So you should have felt that working the muscles around the back of the shoulders and the upper part of the back. Oh, I can feel that tomorrow. Quick rest. We're then going to do a second superset of that, doing the pre-exhaust with the reverse fly, and then going straight into that high elbow row. So give your shoulders a bit of a shrug, shake them out a little bit, give you about 30 seconds. Now if on this second superset you find that you can't actually get to 10 reps, don't worry. Just go to the point of failure, make sure you maintain good technique, and if you can only get to sort of 7 or 8 and you have to stop, that's absolutely fine. Just have a quick breather then before we go into the high elbow row. Right then, set yourself up ready then for that reverse fly first. So feet shoulder width wide, tension on the cables, arms out to the side at that point. Ready? Off we go. So arms straight, let the body go backwards, and then pull the fists out to the side, get yourself back upright. 1, down, 2. So we're not letting those fists drop. 3, keep them high up, level with your shoulders. 4, 5, just 5 more if you can. 6, good. 7, again where we've done that first set, that burn's going to kick in a lot sooner. 8, 2 more. 9, last one. And 10, good. Change the hand position for the high elbow row. Lean the body backwards, step forwards a bit if you feel that you need to. If you're finding it too hard, just step a bit further away from the ankle point to make it easier. So, ready, off we go. Lean the body back, pull yourself up, elbows high out to the side. That's 1, 2, 3. Make those upper back muscles really work. 4, squeeze the shoulder blades together at the top. 5, 6, 7, last 3. 8, keep the elbows up, pull those fists into either side of the chest. 9, 1 more, and 10, good work. Okay, have a little rest, and then we'll go on to the next superset. Right, the next superset, we're going to be working the tricep muscles on the back of the arm. So the 2 exercises here, you want the straps to be about the same length as the last one, so we don't need to adjust the straps. So we're going to start off our pre-exhaust. The isolated exercise, which is just going to move the elbow joint, is an overhead tricep extension. So this is where we want to keep the elbows pretty much fixed in the same place, about level with your eye line. Just let the elbows bend so your fists are coming either side of the head, and then you straighten your arms out so we can activate the muscles on the back of the arm. For the follow-up one, the compound one, you need to then take the hands around the outside of the straps. So I'm going one around here, one around here. So the actual cables, the straps are underneath your arms. This is where we're going to do the supported dip. So this is different to a standard dip because we're actually going to do it where we've got one foot in front of the other. We're going to keep the hands quite close to the side of the body, just up a little bit, and then from there we're going to allow the elbows to bend, like the elbows are going up behind you, and then you push your arms out straight, like you're trying to get your elbows to come forwards again. So it is that dip movement. Just try and make sure you're not putting too much weight through the front foot. So you can keep some weight through the back foot, but most of the tension should be coming through the arms. So there's not really much weight on my front foot. So get yourself ready for the first one. Overhead tricep extension. So want your arms straight, hands a little bit about higher than your head height. And then from there, we're just going to allow the elbows to bend. Ready? Off we go. So let the body go forwards as you bend the elbows and then straighten them out. So that's 1. So we're getting that tricep extension. 2, hitting those muscles on the back of the arm. 3, 4. So the elbow should stay fixed in 3-dimensional space effectively. 5, 6. So we're not moving the shoulder joint, that stays fixed. 7, 3 more. Should be feeling that in the back of the arms now. 8, last 2. 9, 1 more. And 10, good. Right, let's go straight in to the dips. So arms on the outside, straps underneath. Take 1 foot back, 1 foot forwards. Lean in just a little bit. Start with the arms straight, and then from there we're going to allow the dip as the body goes forwards, elbows go back, and then push your arms out straight as you come up. 1, 2. If it's too easy, take the front foot further back. 3, 4, good. As your elbows go back, keep them in. Don't let them go out to the side. It might feel a bit wobbly. That's just going to work into the shoulders a bit as well. 6, Should be feeling that now on the back of the arms. 7, 8, really push those handles down to the floor as you come up. 9, so force them down to the floor. Last one. 10, good. Right, have a little breather. Should be feeling that on the back of the arms. So shake them out a little bit, and then we'll go on to do a second superset of that. Okay, same as before. If you find that you can't make the full 10 repetitions on this one, don't worry, just go as far as you can. Don't change the technique though, keep the technique the same. So let's go back into the second set, starting with that overhead tricep extension. So feet shoulder width wide, set yourself up, make sure the cables are the same length. Okay, ready? Off we go. So just let the elbows bend and straighten the arms out. 1, 2, 3, 4, good. 5, 6, if it gets too much, you can take a little bit further step forwards, which I need to. 7, 8, last 2, 9, one more, and 10, good. Right, let's take the arms on the outside for the dips. So again, sink yourself into it. 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. Not too much weight on the front foot, remember. Lean the body forwards just a little bit. Off we go. So dipping in and then push up. 1. Let the elbows go back behind you. 2, but keep them close together. Don't let them splay out to the side. 3, 4. Really push those handles down to the floor as you push yourself up. 5, 6, 7, 8, last 2, 9, see if you get the last one, 10, good. Oh, felt that on the back of the arms. Good, well done. Have a quick rest, and then we'll go on to the third one. Okay, our third superset is going to be working the biceps. So again, we don't need to adjust the straps for this one, keep them the same length as they were on the previous 2. So we're going to start off with a bicep curl. So this is where you start off with the feet to shoulder width wide. If you bend your elbows so you got your fists, palms of the hand up close to your shoulders, and make sure that there's tension on the straps before you start. The bicep curl exercise is just going to allow you to straighten the arms and then bring the fists up towards the shoulders. So we're getting that bicep curl action, and the actual elbow, point of the elbow, is going to stay still in that position as I do the movement. We're then going to follow that up with the compound exercise, which is an inverted row. For this one, we're going to keep the palms facing up. You may need to step the feet a little bit closer, and you actually have your fists a little bit lower. So the movement there then, keeping the palms facing up as I'm drawing those fists towards either side of the waist. So again, it's hitting the bicep again, but we're also going to be working the lats on the middle of the back. So set yourself up. So we can start off with that bicep curl. So feet shoulder width wide, fists really close to the shoulders with your elbows up. Ready? Off we go. So let the body go backwards as your arms straighten, and then bend the elbows, pull those fists towards your shoulders to make that bicep curl, and then lower back down. So that's 1, 2. So just isolating the biceps on the top of the arm. 3, making sure we keep the elbows still in that position. 4, 5, 6, good. 7, 3 more, 8, 9, should be feeling that on the biceps now, 10, good. Right, let's drop the fist down, get a little bit closer with your feet if you need to your anchor point. So we're doing that inverted row, so keep the fists low, again, elbows back, off we go. Straighten the arms out and then pull yourself up. 1, 2, 3, so where we're hitting those biceps again, you're going to feel it. 4, 5, pull those fists in nice and tight. 6, still trying to close up that elbow joint as you come in. 7, elbows past the waist, fists up to the shoulders. 8, 2 more. 9, 1 more. 10, good. Okay, have a little rest. So you should have felt that working into the arms. If you found that easy, then obviously you can take your feet closer to the anchor point for the next superset. If you found that you're struggling to get the 10 reps, On the next one, have your feet a little bit further away from the ankle point. That'll make it slightly easier. So remember, depending on where your foot position is, will kind of dictate the amount of resistance, the amount of your body weight that goes through the straps to make it harder or easier. Okay, so we're going to do one more set of those. So get yourself ready. So again, start off with your elbows flexed, fists up close to your shoulders, feet are shoulder width wide. Make sure you've got tension at that point so you can feel the muscles in the top of the arms already activated. And then from there, we're going to control it back. So let the body go back, arms straight, keep the elbows up, fists in, 1. Don't let the elbows drop, 2, 3. Imagine like a stroke trying to pull the fist towards either side of the head, 4, 5, 6, should be kicking into those biceps already, 7, 8, last 2 if you can, 9, and 10, good. Okay, drop the fist down a little bit lower, take the feet further forwards if you need to, ready for that row, off we go. Let the body go back, pull yourself up, fists in towards the chest, 1, 2, so the elbows are moving around this time, 3, because it's a compound exercise, 4, but we're hitting those biceps again, 5, close the elbow joint as you pull up, 6, fists coming in towards the shoulders and the top of the chest, 7, 8, keep the palms facing up, 9, one more, 10, good. Okay, let's now go on to the next one. Right, the last upper body one we're going to do is one for the chest, so the pectoral muscles across the chest here. So we're going to isolate it first of all doing a chest fly, and then we're going to do the compound exercise, which is where we're going to go into the chest press. So start off with then, again, you don't need to adjust the straps yet for this one. So we want to make sure that when we start, if you have the cables out in front of you so your hands are about shoulder height, feet about shoulder width wide and quite close to the ankle point. So the chest fly movement is again keeping the arms relatively straight, a little bit like when we did the reverse fly. Let the body go forward so you can feel the tension across the chest and then bring it back up until you get your fist just in front of your shoulders again. The hardest point for this one is when you're at the bottom here. That's where you're going to feel a lot of tension on the chest. So just be careful you don't go too far forwards. And then at the same time, you don't have to bring yourself right the way up so the straps are slack. So make sure you keep it tense on the actual straps. Once we've done 10 of those, we'll then immediately go into the chest press. So you may need to take the feet further back for that particular one. And that's when we're keeping the straps on top, elbows out to the side. So again, we're working into the chest, but as a compound exercise, because the elbows are going to move as well as the shoulders. So set yourself up, palms facing each other to start off with, about shoulder height. Ready? Off we go. So just keeping a very slight bend in the elbow as you let the body go forwards. Feel the stretch across the chest and then pull on the cables to bring them back round to the front. So that's 1. Get the stretch and then bring it back in. 2. So you don't have to bring the straps right the way together. 3, because most of the workload is done when you're further forwards. That's 4. 5, so make sure you get that control, especially at this point at the front. 6, so just enough so you can feel the muscles work without compromising the stability of the shoulder joint. That's 7, 3 more, get the stretch, bring it back up. 8, last 2, 9, should be feeling that across the chest now. Last 1. That's 10. Okay, change your foot position if you need to, if you want to go a bit further back for the chest press. Ready? Off you go, going straight into it. So press 1, 2. So where we've pre-exhausted the pectoral muscles, the chest muscles, 3. This is going to start to burn a lot quicker than it would have done normally. 4, 5, 6, keep it going. 7, 3 more. 8, 9, last 1, and 10. Good. Right, have a little rest for a minute. Hopefully you felt that across the chest. You may have found it a little bit working the triceps again, particularly when we're doing that chest press, because obviously we've exhausted those a little bit when we did the triceps earlier on, and obviously they're being worked again as we do that press. So be aware of that, but hopefully you can feel the chest working, so that's why we're pre-exhausting it first. So give your arms a bit of a shake. Let's go into that second superset. So set yourself up, feet shoulder width wide, hands about shoulder height, palms facing each other, very slight bend in the elbow. Ready? Starting off with that chest fly, off we go. So let the arms go out to the side, body comes forwards, feel the stretch across the chest, and then pull on it to bring yourself back up to standing. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. If you did find this one easy, you can move the feet closer to the anchor point. 5, I'm not gonna do that. 6, keep it going. 7, should be really starting to burn across the chest now. 8, last 2. 9, one more. And 10, good. Adjust your foot position if you need to for the chest press. Ready? So palms facing down, a little bit lower than what we did on the fly. Off we go. 1, keep the elbows out to the side. 2, so not really high, but not low. 3, because we want to try and still work the muscles across the chest. 4, go as low as you can. 5, keep the body in that straight line as you go forwards. 6, 7, 8, last 2 if you can. 9, one more. 10, good work. Right, that finishes our last upper body one. We're now going to go on to do 2 supersets for the legs. So this is where if you're on a hard floor, you probably will need a mat. So get yourself ready for that one. Okay, so now we're moving to the legs. We're going to do first exercise, supersets, is going to be for the hamstring muscles on the back of the thigh. So this time, this is where we want the straps a little bit longer. You want the handles to be about somewhere around mid-calf length, so sort of halfway between the knee and the ankle joint. So that's the sort of length that we actually want the straps. So we're going to go down to the floor for this one. We're going to start off with a leg curl. So for this one, so the setup's the hardest thing. We just want to make sure that we get the back of the straps behind the heel of your foot on each one. Make sure it's up quite high, so the actual handles themselves will feel like it's underneath the actual foot, underneath the heel of the foot. Make sure then you just drive the heels down towards the floor. Lie yourself back down. You can keep the hands on the floor from there, and then you're going to push the heels down to lift the bottom up so the bottom is just hovering off the floor. And then you're going to bend the knees, bringing the heels of the feet in towards the bottom, and then back out so your legs are straight. So that's going to hit the muscles on the back of the legs. We're then going to follow that one up with a single leg Romanian deadlift. So when you get yourself back up to standing, walk yourself away. You're going to have your feet close together. You want your arms straight, but just out in front on about a 45-degree angle. And then take one foot off the floor, keeping the support leg almost straight at the knee, so a very slight bend in it. You're going to let the body go forward, so we're only hinging at the hip, so we can stretch the muscle on the back of the leg, and then you drive your hips up and forwards to get yourself back to standing. So that's a single leg Romanian deadlift. The first time we'll do it on the left leg or the right leg, and then the second set we'll do it on the opposite leg, so we just do one on each. So if you set yourself up for the leg curl first of all, so make sure the actual stirrups, the bottom of the cradle, is right behind the heel of the foot on both. So make sure that's up nice and high, and then just adjust the straps so they're the same length. Drive your heels down towards the floor. Lie yourself back down. Hands you can just keep on the floor next to you if you want. So push the heels of the feet into the straps to raise your bottom just a couple of inches off the floor. And then from there, you're going to bring the heels in towards your bottom. Ready? Off we go. So bend the knees, bring them in, and then back out. Straight away, I can feel that on the hamstrings. That's 2, 3. Just keep the hips hovering off the floor if you can. 4. If it's too much, you can actually let the bottom drop to the floor and do it. 5, which will make it a bit easier. 6. Feeling that in the hamstring straight away. 7. 8, 2 more. 9, last one. And 10, good. Right, just lift the heels up so your feet come out. Stand yourself up, and then walk yourself backwards. So Arms completely straight on a 45-degree angle. I'm going to do it on my left foot first, but it's up to you which way around you want to do it. So I'm lifting my right foot off the floor, slight bend in that left knee, and then from there we're doing that single leg remaining deadlift. So let the body drop forwards, hinging at the hip, and then drive yourself back up to standing. So that's 1. Just keep the tension in the straps, but you're not pulling on them too much. 2, so most of the work is then done through the leg, through the hip. 3. 4, also the straps help you balance a little bit. 5, 6, as you're going forwards, make sure you keep the back flat. 7, so to help you with that, keep the head and the chest up as you're going forwards. 8, last 2, should be feeling that all the way down the back of that leg. 9, 1 more. And 10, good. Okay, have a rest. So when we do the second one, the first exercise is going to be exactly the same, but when you go to do the single leg Romanian deadlift, you then need to do that on the opposite foot, just so we can get the balance between the 2 legs. Hopefully you felt that on the hamstrings on the back of the legs. You might have felt it working the glutes a little bit when we were doing the hip hinging movement, because it does activate the glutes a little bit as well. Right then, get yourself ready for the second superset. So the hard part is getting your feet on the straps. Make sure the cradles, the stirrups are really high up behind the heel of the foot. And then just make sure that the straps are the same length. Lie the body back down, hands to the side. So drive your heels down into those stirrups just to lift the bottom of the floor just fractionally, and then start your leg curl, off you go. So bending at the knees. 1, 2, 3, again you'll feel that in the hamstring straight away. 4, 5, 6, 7, you can lift your hips up any higher. 8, that will make it harder. 9, 1 more. 10, oh, right, let's come back up so we can do the opposite leg for that single leg Romanian deadlift. So I'm on my right foot this time, so arms straight, tension on the straps, take the other foot off the floor that you're not working, and then let the body go forwards, just hinging at the hip, keep the head and the chest up, feel the stretch on the back of the leg, and then drive the hip forwards. That's 1, 2, 3, maintain balance. 4, 5, keep that slight bend in the knee of the support leg. 6, 4 more. 7, finding it harder to balance on this side. 8, last 2. 9, 1 more. Get that stretch. 10, good work. Well done. Right, let's go on to our last superset now. Okay, the last one then is going to be still working in the legs, but this time onto the quadriceps on the front of the thighs. So we do want the straps to be a little bit shorter this time so that the handles are about the same height as your knees. So we're going to start off with the leg extension. If you sit yourself down and you want to be able to put the toes up through the stirrups at the bottom, so the straps are quite high up on the foot, roll yourself over and then get the knees directly underneath the hips and the hands directly underneath the shoulders, so you're on all fours, but I've got tension on the cables at the moment. So this will put a bit of pressure through the shoulders, so just be aware of that, but you're going to press the toes down into the straps to lift the knees up a little bit so they're hovering off the floor, and then the movement then is to straighten the legs as your hips then go up towards the ceiling and then control back down to the start. So that's your leg extension movement. So that'll hit the quads. Then we need to follow that with a Bulgarian split squat. So this is where we need to combine the straps together, like I showed you in the intro. So pulling one handle up through the strap and then the other handle up through the first strap. Get it nice and tight. And basically you can just use one or both loops at the bottom to put one foot through and then roll over on that one and stand up. Now I'm going to use the wall for a bit of support for balance purposes, so if you do need something, this is the one where on one leg where it's going to work on your balance a little bit. Hop yourself forwards. So the movement from there then is I've got most of the weight through the front leg, not really much weight through the back foot on the straps. And we're then going to do that Bulgarian split squat as you go down for a set of 10. First superset, we'll do it on one leg. Second superset, we'll do it on the other one. So get yourself ready. Make sure the straps are the right length. So starting off with that leg extension. So we want foot up through the stirrup straps. Roll the self over. Get yourself in position so you're on all fours. Okay, are you ready? So lift your knees up a little bit, hovering off the floor. Off we go. Extend those legs. Drive the hips up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2. 9. One more. 10. Good. Well, that's a tough one. Right, stand yourself up. Combine the straps together. Okay, so make sure you've got those nice and tight, and then sit yourself back down so you can get one foot through the loops. Turn yourself over and stand up. Hop forwards if you need to, make sure the right distance away. So keep the body upright, ready, off we go. So just bending that front knee and then drive back up to standing. 1, 2. So try and keep balance. 3. Make sure that front knee doesn't move too much laterally. 4, 5. Keep the body upright. 6. You can lean forwards a little bit if you need to, just naturally with that squat movement. 7, 8. Last 2. 9. One more. Should be feeling that in your quad. 10. Good. Whew. Have a little breather. That's a tough one to finish on. Who came up with that idea? Right then, undo your straps again. Okay, so we're going to do that one more time through. Starting with the leg extension and then finish off with the Bulgarian split squat. Remember, on that second set, you need to make sure you're doing it on the other leg. Right, you ready? Let's go through it. So sit yourself down. Thread your feet through the straps, that bottom strap. Get the tension, roll over. Okay, on all fours. So from there, just lift your knees up a little bit. Off we go. Extend, back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Oh, that's tough. Right, last one on the Bulgarian split squat. So combine the straps. Remember, we need to do this on the other side this time. Hold them tight. Other foot through this time. Roll yourself over. Bring that foot up underneath you. So again, use your support if you need it. Ready? Nice and steady as you go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that body still. 5, 6. Keep it going. 7, 8. Last 2. Should be feeling that in your quad. 9. One more. and 10. Good work, well done. Plus your superset's finished. Let's finish off with a couple of stretches. Okay, don't know about you, but that last one was hard. So we're gonna do a nice gentle cool down. We're just gonna go through a couple of stretches just to get your breathing back to normal. So pull your straps apart so they're not combined like we did on the last exercise. And then we're gonna do an anterior stretch. So all I want you to do is take hold of the straps, and then you're basically gonna walk the body forwards, letting the arms go out to the side so your hands are about the same height as your shoulders. Go forwards as far as you can until you feel a bit of a stretch across the biceps on the top of the arms and a little bit into the chest, and then just allow the hips to go forwards. And we're just gonna hold that position while you try and focus on relaxing your breathing. So we're gonna hold the stretch for 30 seconds or maybe a bit more, but just focus on relaxing your breathing. If the stretch begins to disappear, you can just move your hips into it a little bit further or walk a little bit further forwards if you want to. You can also adjust your hand position if you feel that you need to take your arms a bit higher or a bit lower to find any points that feel particularly tight. Then find that position and then just hold it there. Good, last few seconds. Okay, let's just come out of that stretch. Turn yourself around. So the other stretch we're going to do is to stretch all the muscles across the back. So this time, straighten your arms out. So you've got tension on the cables. Let the hips start to go back, round your pelvis off. So basically trying to tuck your tailbone underneath you. Let the shoulders come up and forward so you can feel the stretch around the sides of the back, and basically creating like that C shape in the body as you try and pull yourself backwards on these straps. So you can feel the stretch anywhere around the lower back, middle of the back. If you straighten your legs out a little bit, you'll probably feel that in your hamstrings as well. So it's up to you where you want to feel the stretch. You can also begin to rotate the pelvis a little bit. So I pull one hip backwards and then go back to neutral and then do the other one. So just find any points that feel particularly tight and then just try and hold it there then so you can feel the stretch. Relax in that position and focus on your breathing. If the stretch begins to dissipate a little bit, just pull yourself into it a little bit more just to increase it. So again, we're going to hold it for about 30 seconds or so. And you should find your breathing beginning to come back to normal. Good. Slowly come back up. Release the tension on the straps. Good work, everybody. Well done. That's your workout finished. Well done. I hope you feel that workout hit the spot. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like by clicking the thumbs up button below. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to stay active, keep moving, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video today, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click here to subscribe to this channel or click here to watch a recent video. See you soon.